School board meeting again, 6:30 meeting. We have entertained a motion to exit executive session.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Ball.
Need a second.
Oh, I say it, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All in favor of exit executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Ms. Compton, we need a certification with executive session.
Mr. Chairman, I move to certify that to the best of our knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion to go into executive session were heard, discussed, or considered in executive session. 2.2-3711A1 personnel, 2.2-3711A7 consultation with legal counsel, 2.2-3711A8 consultation with legal counsel in general.
Madam Clerk, roll call vote.
Mr. Eaton?
Here.
Ms. Perkins?
Here.
Mr. Ball?
Yes.
Ms. Compton?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Mr. Parsons?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes. I'll turn the meeting over to you, Dr.
Yes.
Hooker.
Good evening. At this time, we'll go ahead and do the reorganization of the board. The Code of Virginia requires the school boards to reorganize annually. Russell County Public Schools adopted January as the date to reorganize. I will be responsible for facilitating the chairman's selection, voting, and determining, and at that time, I will turn it over to the new chairperson to continue with the other positions. With that being said, I will now open the floor for nominations for chair for the next calendar year.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Compton.
I'd like to nominate Bob Gibson.
Any others? Okay, we will close our nominations. We have two individuals on the floor, Ms. Cynthia Compton and Mr. Bob Gibson. At this time, those in favor for Ms. Cynthia Compton would signify by raising your right hand. Okay, that is the majority vote. So Ms. Cynthia Compton, you will be the new chairperson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I will turn it over to you.
Okay. Okay, our next selection would be for vice chairman. I'll take a motion for who's interested in vice chairman. Who you'd like to nominate for vice chairman?
I'd like to make a motion for Tim Ball.
Do I have a second or other nominations?
I nominate Kip Parsons.
Okay. Any other nominations? Any discussion? I'll take for Tim Ball by raise of hand. All in favor for Tim Ball, vice chairman? Okay. And for Kip Parsons? Okay. Mr. Ball?
I'd like to make it part of the record that I abstained.
Okay. For school board clerk, do I have a motion?
A motion, Ms. Brooke,
Brooke Webb.
Are
Ms.
you
Webb.
seconding?
Yes, I second.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. All in favor of Brooke being our school board clerk? Let it be known by raising your hand. You got the unanimous vote there, Ms. Brooke. Thank you. Okay. For school board attorney. I need a motion.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Nick Compton.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Let it be known by raising your hand. Thank you, Mr. Compton. The school board will determine the operational method of our meetings. Robertson rules, do we have a motion that we, Robert's rules, do we have a motion that we,
I so moved.
okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All in favor? Okay, the school board will approve the regular scheduled meeting date of the board and the time of executive session. Do we have a preference as to when we meet?
I'll make a motion to move it to 5:30.
Okay. Any more board discussion?
What day?
Same day.
First Thursday of the month.
First Thursday?
If it wouldn't be a problem, could we change it to like maybe Tuesday or something?
Okay.
I
What's,
make a motion stays Thursday. We can vote on it.
okay.
I would, before we change the time, I would like for us to take one meeting and have like a public discussion from 5 to 5:30 on issues that we need to know before, and then the executive session will be at 5:30. Just to be able to get an update on projects that are going on. Is that how you would say that, Mr. Compton?
It sounds accurate. Was that a motion?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we need to,
For one meeting till we see exactly how it's gonna go, and then
There's
if
already
it's
a motion on the floor. I made a motion for Thursday. So we need to vote on that before another motion is taken.
Yep.
Or it was, I don't, mine never got a second.
I'll second that.
seconded it.
Oh, you did, okay.
okay. All in favor of a Thursday meeting?
First Thursday of the month.
First Thursday, I can go either day, it doesn't matter with me.
We need to vote.
I think we just need to discuss it first before we vote. And I would personally like to know what Ms. Perkins' conflict is, if it's something that we could work with.
So you want to table it?
Church.
No, I don't want to table it.
No,
I
we'll
just, if
discuss it.
she has a conflict, I would like to know.
My husband is the pastor of our church, and I help congregation singing, and that's my reason, just so I could be in church.
Okay, let's take a vote for Thursday meeting. All in favor of keeping it first Thursday of the month? All in favor of Tuesday? First, no
We need a
motion,
motion.
no motion. We'll need a motion for Tuesday. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
May do the,
The motion, there was a vote for yes, but there's never been a vote to counter. So it seems right now you have 5 abstaining and 2 in favor of the Thursday. You need to conclude this one according to Robert's Rules of Order.
Okay.
So it stays Thursday.
No.
Yeah. Everybody
You had
else is
two.
the same but us.
you have to see who's going to say no.
Yeah.
Ask who's going to say no.
Motion fails.
Okay. So
I'll
motion,
make a motion to have it on Tuesdays, the first Tuesdays of the month.
okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. All in favor of Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You abstaining, Tim?
No, I voted.
Oh, you, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So our meetings will be Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month.
Now, I would like to make a motion that we leave the time at 5 o'clock for one meeting to see how, where we can have an open discussion before the executive session.
I'll second that, Tim.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. 5 o'clock, first Tuesday.
Yeah, and this down there. I'll send this to her.
Insurance Committee. Mr. Gibson, would you like to be on the Insurance Committee?
Sure.
Thank you. I would like to be on the insurance, so myself and Mr. Gibson. Our liaison to the Russell County Board of Supervisors. Mr. Eaton, would you be
Yes.
the honor to do that? Thank you very much. The representative to the A. Linwood Holton Governor's School. Would you be available for that, Ms. Garrett?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The Budget Committee. And this, we all need to be concerned with this, but we can only send 2 representatives, or to have 2 representatives. If you have more than that, you're getting into a quorum. So, Mr. Eaton, would you be available?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Ball?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Perkins, there's going to be plenty for you to do. Don't you feel slighted? I promise you. Okay. The VSBA Code of Conduct. That is something that we need a motion to approve it and second it.
I'll make a motion to move forward.
And it is available to be read. You may want to pull that up, Dr. Hooker, on, probably a good thing to just read that. As a member of the local school board, I will serve to be an advocate for the students and to improve public education, and to that end. Number 1, I will have integrity in all matters and support the full development of all our children and the welfare of the community and the Commonwealth and the nation. Number 2, I will attend our scheduled board meetings. Number 3, I will come to the board meetings informed concerning the issues under consideration. Number 4, I will make policy decisions based on the available facts and appropriate public input. Number 5, I will delegate authority for the administration of the schools to the superintendent and establish a process of accountability of administrators. Number 6, I will encourage individual board member expression of opinion and establish an open two-way communication process with all segments of the community. Number 7, I will communicate in the accordance with board policies, public reaction, and opinion regarding board policies and school programs to the full board and superintendent. Number 8, I will bring about desired changes through legal and ethical procedures, upholding and enforcing all laws, state regulations, and court orders pertaining to schools. Number 9, I will refrain from using the board position for personal or partisan gain and avoid any conflict of interest or the appearance of impropriety. Number 10, I will respect the confidentiality of privileged information and make no individual decisions or commitments that might compromise the board or the administration. Number 11, I will be informed about current educational issues through individual study and participation in the appropriate programs, such as those sponsored by my state and national school boards associations. Number 12, I will always remember that the foremost concern of the board is to improve and enhance the teaching and learning experience for all students in the public schools of Virginia. And we might add in Russell County right there. In honor of our Mr. Zakowicz, which is no longer a board member with us, and in his seat now is Mr. Eaton. We'll ask you, would you do the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any delegations or?
Would anyone at this time like to address
speak?
the board, please?
If you would, let's bow our hearts in word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to be out doing the government's business, that we have the freedom to take part in this. We thank you for the returning board members and those that are joining us. Just ask that you give them the wisdom to lead the county schools the way that you would have them to do so. And we just pray for a good new year, 2024, continued success in the classroom, special activities, athletics, whatever it might be, and help us to remember that you're the bedrock of our faith, that you're the bedrock of our republic, that our Constitution and its three branches of government can be found in your word in Isaiah. The Lord is our King, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our judge. It is he who will save us. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Anyone else?
Hello, board members. Congratulations, all of you. Welcome, new members. Good to see you guys up here. Can't wait to see what y'all do this year. One request that I would like to make, I'd like to see the pledge moved up to the top of the agenda before anything else, before any other business. So that's my one request as of right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
wanted to say congratulations to you all on your win, and I look forward to working with you all. Hopefully, we can do even better for our schools. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
We'd like to thank our Board of Supervisors meeting, members coming to our meeting this evening. We appreciate that. Good to see you, Mr. Hensley. Well, we are. Well, we're glad you're with us anyway. Okay, Dr. Hooker, do you have any adjustments to the agenda?
Only one thing is that we need to change the time on our public meeting back to 4:30 that we'll have on February the 1st, our public hearing on the budget. We need to change that back to 4:30. I noticed that. And that's it, Madam Chair.
What date was that?
It'll be our next board meeting on February the 1st.
February the 1st.
It's gonna be February the 6th now.
Are we going to
It'll be
change?
the first Tuesday.
Right, the first Tuesday, so yes, you'll
So
have to
we'll
change
have to
that.
move that to February the 6th. You with us on that?
Yes, ma'am.
February 6th, okay. Approval of the, let's see, finalize our agenda. Do we have a motion to finalize our agenda this evening? Have a motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Ball.
Ms. Garrett.
Either one, okay. Okay, Dr. Hooker, we have recognitions for tonight.
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to ask Ms. Georgia McCoy to please come forward.
Okay,
There's a motion we didn't vote on.
we got to vote on finalizing that agenda.
Okay.
All in favor, we finalize the agenda? Aye.
And then you have the approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, now we're down to the,
I have a question, but in
Sure.
April, the first Tuesday falls in our Easter break. Will we meet on that, April the 2nd or not?
We can maybe push it up to the following week.
Because that falls on our
Mhm.
Easter break, just looking at the calendar. So it'll be April the 9th, that month?
okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do the recognitions at this time.
Thank you, Dr. Hooker, Madam Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and members of our Russell County School Board, especially our two new board members. This is their time that we recognize employees or our students' recognitions, and our first recognition will be our Teacher of the Month. And his name is Mr. Sean Sullivan, and he comes from Castlewood Elementary. So if he would step forward, along with his principal, Mr. Adam Pageant. I would like to read your nomination before Ms. Hooker recognizes you with the certificate. Mr. Sullivan is a teacher at Castlewood Elementary. He deserves recognition to be Teacher of the Month for several reasons. First of all, Mr. Sullivan is a true collaborative teacher in every sense of the word. He participates in my lesson planning, implementation, and management of our daily classroom activities. He's always on time and engages well with all of our students, not just our inclusion kids. He is both professional and passionate about the success of all of our students. Mr. Pageant, would you like to say a few words?
One thing he does do is he adopts several of our students for the White Christmas and delivers food for us to some of our needy students, and makes my life a lot easier having someone like him. So.
Congratulations, Mr. Sullivan.
This acknowledges that Sean Sullivan, Castlewood Elementary School, has been named Teacher of the Month. Congratulations, Mr. Sullivan.
Congratulations. Good to see you. Thank you. If you'd step out in the hall, representative from our Lebanon News will take your picture. Thank you. Our next recognition is for our Employee of the Month, which is Miss Cindy Harris, and she could not be with us tonight because she is sick, but Mr. James Ray is here to represent her and accept her award. I'd like to read her nomination before he says a few words. Miss Cindy Harris is a custodian at Lebanon Middle School, and she has worked so hard from day one. She makes Lebanon Middle School look clean and well kept. Cindy never stops. She's always working somewhere at Lebanon Middle School, keeping our school tidy and pleasant. She always has a smile on her face, no matter the job she has to do. She is so deserving of this award. So, Mr. Ray, if you'd like to say a few words for Cindy.
To tag on what that says is yes, I mean, she has been a key component to our school. We've been short-staffed in the custodian department, and if you know Lebanon Middle School, it is a large campus, and she's worked tirelessly without complaint. We couldn't survive without her, so she's well deserved.
Thank you.
This acknowledges that Cindy Harris, Lebanon Middle School, has been named Support Staff Employee of the Month.
Thank you, Dr. Hooker.
Thank you.
She's doing good. She's good. When she ain't gotta work anymore, she's calm down. Thank you, guys.
Okay, do I have a motion that we pay the bills?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dr. Hooker, our resignations or retirements.
Madam Chair, we do have a small list of resignations and retirements to approve tonight.
Okay, do we have a motion that we approve these?
I make a motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dr. Hooker, we're to the new hires.
Yes, again, we do have a small list for new hires and transfers.
Okay. All in favor of the new hires? Let it be, need a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the new hires.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I'd like to say it was good to see a teacher that we had lost back on the new
Yes.
hire.
Yes.
I'd like to, it was good to have her come back.
She's a good teacher. Absolutely. Actually lost a good one, but I think she's going to be 5 minutes from where she lives, so, it makes sense for her, so. Congratulations to the both of them. Okay, our advisory, special ed advisory committee.
Yes, there are 6 action items tonight, Madam Chair, and the first one is approval of our Special Education Committee. The staff recommends the approval of the Special Education Advisory Committee tonight.
Okay, do we have a motion that we approve the advisory committee?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Our
Okay.
second, oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Dr. Hooker.
Okay, our second action item is the approval of the Russell County Public Schools changing to block scheduling for the high schools beginning the 2024-25 school year. And the staff recommends the approval of this change.
I'll make a motion, we do that.
Do we have a second?
Second.
And do we need to have a discussion? I think you told us, Dr. Hooker, that most of the
Most of the surrounding
localities are
county-
doing
yes.
this. And
Majority of the surrounding counties, most of the state are on a block schedule, and it makes sense because it helps students that will transfer in or transfer out to easily accommodate their schedules.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dr. Hooker, number 3.
Okay. The staff recommends changing to a 9-week grading period beginning the 2024-25 school year.
And that's to go along with the block.
That's a go along with the block schedule. Instead of 6 weeks grading periods, we'll go to a 9-week grading period.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson and Mr. Parsons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Dr. Hooker.
Okay, action item number 4, the staff recommends changing to a 10-point grading system beginning the 2024-25 school year.
Do we have,
make that motion.
thank you, Ms. Garrett. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, number 5. is-
Okay, action item number 5, as suggested in the governor's FY 2024 budget, we request the approval for a 2% increase on the base salary of full-time contracted employees beginning January the 1st, 2024.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. If you oppose, you better crawl under the table.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Hooker.
Action item number 6 is the approval of the dismissal of employee A.
Do we have a motion that we,
I'll make that motion.
thank you, Mr. Ball. Have a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
No information items
no
tonight, Madam
information
Chair.
items. Okay. Our sales tax, let me pull that up there. December was $366,229.40. The ADM is $31.60. Do we have any discussion with the maintenance report? Expenditure report? Okay. Future agenda items?
Yes. I'd like to amend the agenda. I'd like to create a joint committee between the school board and the board of supervisors. It can be a joint budget committee or whatever you may call it. Because I believe, like many of you agree, that our teachers' salaries, along with our staff, has dwindled away the last 10, 12 years where we've got left behind considering other counties around us. I appreciate some of the Board of Supervisors members for coming and showing their support and willingness to help us. And I believe we should accept all the help we can get. I think it's going to take more brains than what we have as a joint effort to make this work. I've talked with them and they're willing to work with us. I think this committee would give us an opportunity to meet monthly with a couple of us, a couple of them. I'd like to see Dr. Hooker spearhead this. along with Miss Brooke Webb, if she's willing, so we can open our finances and be 110% transparent. I want that board to be able to see everything we do broke down line item by line item. That way we can work together in an honest relationship. Because I think our teachers' pay, our staff pay is a county issue, not just a school board issue. Because it affects this county as a whole. As we all know, our tax base ain't like it used to be. What teachers are leaving, they're not only leaving schools, they're moving. So to be able to keep them here, because as you know, we're losing good, well-rounded teachers, and I can't blame them for leaving. They've got to make a living. So I think with this committee would be a good opportunity for us and the board to sit down, work together. Let's hear what they've got to say. Let's hear what ideals they've got, and let's tell them what ideals we've got to fix this issue. So I'd like to make a motion to amend that and create this joint committee.
I'll second that.
Do you,
Are you talking about an advisory board, or what are you talking about?
It'd have to be a two-person.
It'd have to be
it
a
has to be
two-person, yeah.
two-person, so.
I mean, you're talking about that to advise us on what we need to do, or what are you talking about?
Just a joint committee. It's a discussion committee in all regards, or an advisory committee. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's just a committee to where we can have a relationship with them, an open dialogue relationship, to where they might see something that we can do different that we haven't seen. That sort of committee. I don't know what you'd call it. Just a joint committee. I mean, is all I'm talking about. I foresee two of us being on that committee, two of them, along with Dr. Hooker and Miss Webb.
Well, I mean, I agree with you 100%. What you said was right. But I don't understand until they find the funds, or whoever who finds the funds. I'd just like to know how that's gonna help us. I mean, our funding comes from them, so,
Yeah.
I can't understand.
A percentage of
that
our
if there's
funding.
anything that we can do.
Well, a percentage of our funding does come from them, and I think this is why this is so important. Because in the past, they've been, kind of left in the dark. And two, I will say we've not had them jumping at these meetings either. So it goes both ways. But I think we have a board of supervisors now that is willing to find those funds and allocate those monies to our teachers' wages. And just to having a committee between us, an open dialogue to where we can disclose our information to them. I think it just shows us being transparent. I think it shows us reaching out a hand for help. Because I'm not beyond to ask for help. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not saying they do neither. But if we was to work together on this issue, I think it would get us closer to achieving our problem, because it is a major problem.
I agree with you 100%. But in saying that, I do want to say that Dr. Hooker has been transparent with them.
Yeah.
She give them everything. I do want to say that. So, and I know some of you.
Well, I
all,
appreciate Dr. Hooker. I know she went and spoke with them, and that is great, and that is wonderful.
And we'll always, appreciate any help that we can get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think all of us, including them, are in it for the same reason, to try to make Russell County a better place for our teachers, for our kids, and everything.
Could we put it together in our February meeting?
I'd like to move on it now if we could. I think it's an issue we don't need to wait on. I think we need to move on it because I believe they're willing to help us now, and they're looking for answers. And I know several of them are new, just like we are. They're gonna dig into their budget and see what they can do, and we need to do the same in ours.
Okay.
But with that being said, I think myself and Tim, that was on the budget committee, would probably fit best on that advisory committee, to where we can share our information.
Okay. Has the Board of Supervisors at this point, have they
No, because
got someone put together on their side?
No, I have talked to them. They're willing to do it.
Okay.
They think it's a great idea. But we wanted, I like to spearhead it with Dr. Hooker, and because it's a school issue. But I know Dr. Hooker and I know Brooke Webb. They just sit down with me and went over every little detail, and our budget is unreal, and it's a brainful is what it is. But just sitting down and hoping and having a discussion with them and being transparent, and seeing what they've got to say and seeing what we've got to say, and let's put it together and see what kind of possibilities we can come up with.
Okay. I guess I would suggest maybe Dr. Hooker and we probably need to pull in the county administrator as the representative with the Board of Supervisors, along with their couple of members that would want to participate and coordinate. Do I have a motion? I guess we've already
I
had a
motion
motion.
and Kip seconded.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Was you opposed? No, you voted aye.
I voted aye.
Okay, thank you. So we'll coordinate with that, Dr. Hooker? Or,
Yes. Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
they want to
That,
go.
that motion was just to amend the agenda, so we haven't
Yes.
voted on the committee yet.
Yes, it's to amend it.
Amended,
I
okay.
think you need to appoint the committee before we vote on it.
Okay, do we, I guess to do the committee? Do our
I
budget?
think anybody that wants on it would
Right.
do good to, I think if anybody.
And it might be,
If
It can't
anybody
be more
has
than
an
two.
interest in
It
it.
cannot be more than two.
it can't be more than
Can't be-
two.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to, if somebody feels strongly about being on it, I think they need to be on it.
Well, like I said, I would be on it.
I like to be on it.
Okay, Mr. Eaton and Mr. Parsons, and coordinate, and this might be something that, we want to rotate or whatever.
That's fine.
With the board, so. All in favor? Do we have a, where, the motion would be for Mr. Eaton and Mr. Parsons to be the committee to liaison with the Board of Supervisors.
We already have the liaison, so it'd be just the budget.
Just
the
the
school board or
School
the
Board
Board of
Advisory
Supervisors
Committee. School Board Advisory Committee,
Yeah.
because we already have the liaison, and then we already have the Budget Committee,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
this would be,
I make that motion.
okay, have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any other future agenda items? We took care of that. It's present now. Okay. Any more public comment?
Would anyone like to address the board?
I'd like to say thank you to Lebanon for feeding us today.
I'd like to mention to you, Dr. Hooker, to make sure that all of our schools are aware of the art contest for the VSBA. So make sure you get all that information sent out to the schools, because our students usually come back with first places and they do a good job of representing the county, so make sure they get all that information.
I'd like to say it is good to see some of our supervisors here. It is gonna take a joint effort to fix this. It's a problem. I say it's a problem. It's gonna take a joint effort to fix it, but, at least you're here. That shows something.
It's more of a crisis when you lose 60 teachers in 2 years. It's more of a
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah. But I do think we live in a great county, and I don't wanna live nowhere else, so.
And seems like everyone, if they do leave, they're always wanting to come back. It seems to be, so it's a beautiful county.
On this committee, was we gonna have set up a date for it, or?
Yeah, we'll let Dr. Hooker and them, and the Board of Supervisors, of course, will have to appoint two, and then we'll set a date, and we'll meet monthly or whatever. And while I've got just a minute, I'd like for us to, some of the people out of Honaker High School has been trying for a couple years to have an announcer's stand built at the baseball field. I'm new to this. I don't know exactly the process, but I'd like for us to table that and see if we can put that in a plan to where we can get that done eventually. They're the only baseball field in the whole county that doesn't have one. So I'd like to see that happen.
Caswell softball field does not have one,
Do they not have one either?
not the girls softball.
And the Honaker girls.
And the Honaker girls do not either, so. And you're talking about
The
Chris
varsity.
Fox.
I was talking about the varsity baseball field.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I can look into that.
And on another note, I hate to be the only one talking, but
Well, that's just fine.
I'd like to see. I've been approached by some of the teachers that also drive school buses, and I had talked to Dr. Hooker some about this. They only get 5 sick days to bus drivers getting 10 sick days, and with them teaching as well, it's split. But if they're sick, they're not going to be teaching. And we've had a couple teachers here recently driving school buses with the flu, and because they don't have sick days. So I talked to one just yesterday that had brought this to my attention. But I think if they're driving a school bus, they should have the same amount of sick days as school bus drivers. Because if they're sick, they're not going to be there at school anyways. Why would they come in sick and drive a school bus? So instead of 5 sick days, I like to see them have 10, the same as the other school bus drivers.
And I can check in on that.
I'd like you to see, in doing that, I would like for you to check in and see if they do all the duties that a regular teacher does also.
Okay.
Ms. Perkins, do you have anything this evening? No. Thank you for being here. Anything else, Mr. Ball?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Got anything? Mr. Gibson, do you have anything?
No,
Okay.
On the future calendar items, we will have to change the public hearing regarding the budget to 4:30 PM on Tuesday, February the 6th, I think. We'll have to change that to that. And then February is VSBA School Board Appreciation Month. And also February the 12th through the 16th of 2024 is the VSBA School Board Clerk Appreciation Week.
We do appreciate you, Ruth. Okay. Do we Have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Date of the next school board meeting.
Okay, February,
Yes,
February the 6th at
at
4:30?
Yeah,
Okay,
and then the meeting will start at 6:30.
yes, ma'am. Motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.